What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to the 1 a.m. pod, man. I'm Rashad Milligan here, joined today by my co-host Jelani. Jelani, Mo knows what will be in the building very soon. Jelani, how you feeling this week?
I'm good, bro. How you doing, man?
Man, I can't call it. I can't call it. Like you said, crazy week. We was talking about DDG a little bit beforehand of just like the week he's had. It's kind of been a couple weeks for him ever since he called out his baby moms. Ever since he called out his baby moms, life's just kind of been crazy for him. But yeah.
Listen, man. Shout out to Fantasia. You know, we got love for all the baby mom. I was thinking, not to get off subject. I was thinking about that song the other day. That's like it's like the COINTELPRO national anthem right there. That's like that good Ronald Reagan music right there. Like you could tell he accomplished his mission when that song was popping. No, he yeah. I listen, bro. It gets tricky when kids get involved. You know what I mean? Like it'd be cute when you know, like when you got your girl or whatever, and like y'all having like y'all back and forth or whatever. But once the kids get in there and y'all got a baby, and it's like you gotta start planning out time of when you gonna pick them up and all that, and that'd be the things people don't think about. Like they just joke around about, um, not to sound like the abstinence podcast or whatever, but like people be joking around about raw sex and stuff like that. Like, bro, you gotta be mindful of the consequences that what could come from that.
Bro, it's honestly so. I feel like it's almost kind of obvious. It's like a lot of people they see the horrors of marriage and divorce, and they're like, "Why would I ever want to get married?" And it's like that's why you would want to get married. Like you literally locked in. It takes more steps if you married to break up, to get a divorce, to get custody and everything like that. It's one more step if you're married. You're a little more locked in if you're married with the children. Um, I think that's kind of like the largest benefit of marriage, to be honest. And I don't know.
Marriage in this era is such a, I don't even want to say this era. I feel like our generation, like specifically because I'm not the first person to make this point, but you do have to think like, okay, let's say Instagram came out like 2010, but it didn't come to iPhone to like, not, I mean, it didn't come to like Android to like 2012. So let's say you a kid, not a kid, let's say you're a young adult. If you're 22 now, so you were born in 2000, two, 3. So you're like 9, 10 when Instagram comes out. Like you've been looking at, regardless of gender, regardless of what you're attracted to, like you've been looking at the most attractive people in the world on your phone for like basically half of your life. So people start to really think that like these options are out there for them, and not even just Instagram, but just Twitter or whatever. And it makes people, like if you were, let's say that you lived in a small town like 20 years ago, you were an adult. The only people that you would have known or had access to are the people in that town. So it's like, you know what I mean? If you might be the fine woman in the town, but the only person you really got access to is like your local, whoever popping in your local city, versus now where it's like, everybody's one DM away. I don't even remember like how we got to.
No, it's 100% true though. It's like, I mean, in terms of just dating,
Oh yeah,
period.
we're talking
With,
about
with,
marriage.
with the
Yeah, yeah,
dating
yeah,
joint, we just talking
yeah.
about marriage, but with dating, 100% because it's like if you're in a small town example, right? And
Hmm.
like you said, the popping girl. You got one fine girl at your school. If you got one fine girl at your school, and you're not the quarterback going to D1s, back then, you could have been like, okay, bet, buddy got that. I'm not the quarterback. I'm not the woo woo. And you be okay with, I don't want to call it settling, but you be okay with some kind of more in your ballpark, in your range, whatever the case might be. These days, you got on top of that, on top of the DM and everything like that, you got podcasts on the internet where they tell you there's no such thing as a league. And now it's like anything less than a baddie, you like, dang, I failed in life. And you shouldn't have that just I don't know mindset when it comes to dating. and I also think like it goes with celebrities as well. Of just like we think celebrities. I think the reason why this era is more difficult to be a celebrity than any other era is because of social media. Like you can contact and reach the celebrity directly through a DM, through a mention, or whatever the case might be. And like, so with that, people just be talking real bold to celebrity. Like the girl, the reason why DDG said, I'm gonna take this girl into, hey fans, report her page so her Instagram be taken out. Cause she using her Instagram page to say, oh yeah, I doubled down on what I said. Yeah. It was just funny that I wish death upon DDG. Like what? Like you don't know me, bro. You wishing death on me because you don't like my song, because you don't like the way I stream, because you what? That don't even make no sense. So it's just
Right.
like people get real bold with that internet, bro. And the connection and talking to people, it's just crazy. So to grow up in that era, like you were saying, bro, it's a whole different element that people have to deal with nowadays.
Do you remember like when we were kids how much larger than life celebrities used to be?
Oh,
Like
100%.
celebrities were really celebrities. Like when I was a kid, and well, I mean we're the same age, but like yeah, when you know what made me think about that? Somebody posted this was the 2003 BT. Where I know what you know what I'm talking about when Michael Jackson and James Brown were on the stage
Oh
together.
yeah, 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 yeah.
And I was thinking about, I don't know what two celebrities could do that in this era where it would really feel like a big deal because we have so much access to celebrities that it's not really like the only ones I could really think of, like Beyonce. But I'm trying to think who else.
But yeah, but there's no OG for Beyonce that's living that will be
Yeah,
that person.
exactly.
Like
And
Tina
who
Turner is gone. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like
rest in peace.
Uh, is Aretha Franklin still living? No,
No, she
no.
passed away.
Yeah, because her funeral was like 8 hours, and
I didn't even know that.
Ariana Grande sung at it and stuff. There's no OG for Beyonce. It's just like Beyonce's kind of the only one, and I feel like it's a good thing to have that. There's never going to be another Michael Jackson. That's a good thing, but it's also like at the same time, is I feel like Beyonce should not be a celebrity. Like Beyonce, if I'm Beyonce, because she doesn't want to, she wants to live a regular life, right? Like celebrities, famous people want to be treated as normally as possible, like in terms of doing everyday activities. They want to go to the store, they want to get gas, they want to do this. Like LeBron said, his dream was to go to Starbucks and have the barista read out his first name when it was time to pick up his order, which was a whole nother thing with Zionism and his allegiance to the Jewish community. But that's a whole nother conversation. But, you know, that's his dream. He's never gotten to done it. Like Michael Jackson had to shut down an entire grocery store and hire actors to walk around the grocery to feel like he was in a
I
grocery store.
saw that. That's insane.
So it's like Beyonce probably wants that too. And I feel like Beyonce could get that. Like, I think if anything, celebrities have taught us in this generation, you can be treated normally as a celebrity, regardless of how big you are, if you just started living a little more normal. So it's like because Rihanna, I feel like Rihanna is a great example, especially dating ASAP Rocky. ASAP Rocky, since he's not as famous, he kind of is still outside. Like ASAP Rocky will go to an event, he'll go to multiple events in a month, and Rihanna's there with him because that's her man and everything like that. But it's like Rihanna's popping out so much that I feel like Rihanna can go places. Like Rihanna could go to do regular stuff. You know what I'm saying? If she pops out enough because it's not as oh snap. Like we from Atlanta, right? I've seen Ti so many times. If I see Ti now, it's just like a oh snap Ti, and he might say what's up back. That's it. Go ahead, Jelani.
It's levels though. Like I don't. Once you get to that Rihanna, Beyonce level, like I don't know if they could ever. But like nobody's ever gonna be Michael Jackson famous. That's he reached a level of fame just because of like we were saying before, like the level of mystique that you were able to have in the basically before I would say up until probably like mid 2010s. Once we got to like Instagram Live and Periscope and things, because that's when you
Like
really
yeah,
start to be
I
able to.
think Justin Bieber was probably the last celebrity that you're talking about on that level.
Newish ones he might be as far as that came out because he came out towards the end of that era in the old the old version of being a celebrity. Who is probably like who is the I was what it's probably Taylor Swift. I was trying to see who was the biggest celebrity right now from this
But
era.
Taylor Swift be going to like restaurants. You know what I'm saying? Like
But we know every time it's paparazzi, it's
100%.
a
She like
coordinated
she
event, you
went
know.
in New Orleans during Super Bowl week with Travis in New Orleans. And so we had so that day I was with hold on, I got Rolling Loud playing on the TV and the lights keep flashing on my face. It's bothering me when I'm
Is Cardi performing yet?
no, it's Ken Carson right now.
Oh,
It,
okay.
like when Cardi performs, he's done this the last two Rolling Louds, and I know this because Blue Benji Bills was supposed to perform yesterday, and Cardi got him taken off the bill. You know, that's his op or whatever in Atlanta.
I saw that.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah. So what I've noticed is the last 2 days that he's headlined Sunday both times. Um, the lineup before that is all of opium. It's like a opium Sunday, and go
So it's
ahead.
like a package deal.
Exactly. So it's
Oh,
probably like one of the things he puts in a contract to agree to do it. If I do it, all the opium guys got to open up for me. And all these dudes is like, it's a whole nother thing I'm going to discuss later. But the festival sets and stuff, it's so many demonic messages that like, kind of like, bro, just wanted to enjoy the music. Like this was not necessary unless it was necessary for you to get this deal. But like, I don't know. That's a whole nother conversation. Back to this. We was talking about Justin Bieber.
mhm.
Yeah, Justin Bieber, he was famous. He's the last famous dude, bro. Because oh yeah, Taylor Swift, that's what we was talking about. Taylor Swift. So I'm leaving an event with Cardi B with my coworker. Cardi B was on Bourbon. So we walking back to the office and I'm going home. I live around the corner from the office. So we walking back to the office and we're talking. She said, yeah, once I get to the office, get my belongings, I'm gonna go out to this restaurant with Julia and we gonna camp out there all night because that's Taylor Swift's favorite restaurant. And she's probably gonna get dinner tonight and we want to be there to get it. I said, oh, okay, all right. Well, best of luck. She went out there, she got the video and stuff like that. They all scream when her and Travis come out the restaurant and then they leave and stuff. That video got 1 million views in a day for us on the Instagram, and it's just like two people walking out of a restaurant to their cars, which is insane. But Taylor Swift does leave the house. Like Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan, they don't go to restaurants. Like Jordan he owns the Hornets, of course, or used to. So when he used to talk to the rookies and stuff, and it'll be like normal to them after a while, after they get over Michael Jordan. It's kind of like the same thing covering Dion at Jackson State. It was like at first everybody in Jackson was like, "Oh, Dion," and then after a while it became normal. Like, okay, that's Coach. Coach is
Right.
and stuff like that. So it was like that with the Hornets players with Michael Jordan. So they be kicking it, laughing, making jokes in the hotel room, and they be like, "Oh, yo, MJ, whatever they called him, Mike, we about to head out to the steakhouse. You trying to come?" He said, "Nah, nah." And like that was the difference. Like Michael Jordan can't go to a steakhouse. Michael Jackson couldn't go to a steakhouse if he wanted to. Beyonce and Jay-Z, Beyonce has to shut down the whole steakhouse. They have to take everybody's phones, and then they have to go in the steakhouse to go. Taylor Swift, I think, can go into a steakhouse. She just needs security there with her. So that's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
Drake
it's
be in the club. You know what I'm saying? Drake goes in the club.
but Drake be having I don't think Drake how often do you think Drake gets to go places by himself? Like Drake, I feel like
Oh no,
Drake
no, no. Drake hadn't been nowhere by himself because he had that's why another reason why he in all these beefs. Because people have money on his head.
yeah, Drake is that's a whole nother discussion, man. Drake is he's easily like regardless of how you feel about him musically or whatever, he's definitely one of the most fascinating. Just when you look at the story of this Jewish mixed kid from Toronto becoming the biggest star in rap for even now. I mean, he lost the beef or whatever, but he's still the biggest. Just number wise, he's still the biggest guy in rap. And it's been going on for Best I Ever Had
15.
came out '09. We're going
Yeah,
on
16,
16 years
16
now.
years.
yeah, I'll look back at I remember the first time I saw it was back when BET used to do they still did the spring blings. This was 2009. This was
Yeah.
like right after So Far Gone that came out. And I was
Mhm.
kind of familiar with him because he was doing like Wayne features and things like that around that time, but like I wasn't really paying attention to him at all. And I vividly remember seeing Young Money perform on the Spring Bling, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, that's the dude from Degrassi right there. And then maybe within a few months, he was out of here. Like he was one of the biggest stars in rap already by that point. But yeah, his career trajectory is. But to on the point we were making, yeah, he can't go anywhere by himself. Even Kendrick, like I don't think, and Kendrick is a super low key dude,
Like
but
Kendrick be at the park though.
he do, but they probably don't even notice that's him. He
That is
probably got
him.
like some
Like
section of the park where where he be off doing his thing.
he probably can't do it now after the Super Bowl.
Oh, he's at and you know what's wild? He was already at a high level of fame before the whole Drake thing, but yeah, now it's like he might have, like we were talking about the mystique earlier that celebrities used to have. Yeah, he has it. Uh, Low key, it gets corny after a certain point, but you're about to see with these first week sales, Cardi, he understands the mystique too.
Perfect time. Perfect timing. Like
Yeah,
he's tweeting again, which is
yeah, I saw
weird.
that.
Like when he tweeted the little thick knee video, when he quote tweeted that with a laughing emoji, I was like, bruh, he tweeting like he normal again. Like, but I feel like Mystique, I'm anti Mystique, bro, because it just makes life more difficult for you. And then you complain about how difficult your life is. And I'm like, it didn't have to be this way. Like Gambino. Gambino did not have to be this famous, bro. He could have just been normal, but he wanted to be mysterious. And then he comes back out and now it's and now he's like, I don't know how to deal with the fame. And it's like, it didn't have to be like that. J. Cole rides his bikes to the point where it's just like, oh snap, that's J. Cole. Andre 3000 walked the streets with the flute so often that it was just like, hey, I saw Andre 3000 play the flute. Like it was no longer a crazy, like, a crowd
Yeah,
following people of Andre walking down the street. It was just like he'll talk to them for 5 minutes and he'll keep walking. Tyler, the creator, moves like that now. And I don't, if Tyler stopped tweeting and he just went away and disappeared and then came back, like it'll be a whole different thing. Like you see his numbers, you see Flognaw's success and everything like that. Like he wouldn't be able to operate or move anymore, but like he can because he makes himself accessible. Uh, Will Smith probably now is a little more like he can live closer to a regular life than he could pre-slap because like before the slap, he wasn't doing all this TikTok and Facebook and you know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't on social media. Now he's on social media and vlogging and TikToks and at this award show. And I feel like it's more like he can be a little more normal now. So
yeah, it's a double edged sword because I understand why they do it because you want you want the art, or if you do movies, if you do music, you want that to be the main thing. You don't want to just be doing you don't want to just be doing interviews just for the sake of doing interviews. Like you want to have something to actually promote. But you just brought up Tyler, right? Like hypothetically, if, or even like we were talking about Drake, like let's say Drake just didn't post on social media for like the next 2 years, didn't put out any music, just completely fell back from the public eye. Whenever he did come out the next time, not to say that Drake doesn't already do crazy numbers, but the numbers would be even crazier because you know what I mean. People they're like, "Well, where you been at? Where you?" But that does it causes you to reach it can be counterproductive because it causes you to reach a certain level of fame that you might not have signed up for. You know what I'm saying? Like it's almost like you become more famous by not trying to be famous, if that makes sense.
you have to be as normal as possible to live a normal life because people are going to eventually accept it. Like if I see J. Cole riding his bike, once again, going back to the same point, if I see him riding the bike around New York, first time it's going to be like, oh, snap. the third, fifth time, it's just gonna be like, there's J. Cole again.
I'm I remember I was laid up with a girl one time. I think she was trying to like sneaky tell me that she might have had like a fling with J. Cole back in the day. But we were just laid up or whatever, and she was like out of nowhere. It's like we were not talking about J. Cole, nothing like that. Out of nowhere, she was just like, "Yeah, you know, J. Cole has he got a sneaky Twitter burner account a lot of people don't know about where he interacts with people on there." And I'm listening to her talk. I'm like, "Word, like, oh yeah, he does." In the back of my mind, I'm thinking like, why do you know about this?
Facts.
How did you get privy to this
Facts.
information? But I didn't even
No.
I didn't want to dig no further. I was like, oh, okay, for sure.
I always look at that, like when you look at the little when she posts a little cute videos or whatever in the car and she doing this or that. What I'm looking, I ain't even looking at your face. I'm not looking at your hair. I'm looking in the back seat because it's usually a dude in the back seat. And if you peep, you like, oh snap, I see that. It's like a lot of stuff, especially after meeting folks. And then like after they reveal somebody that they was with and stuff like that, you talk to them about it, and they said, "Oh yeah, I was with them at this moment. Remember this viral moment? I was there with them. That was me on the phone." And you're like, dang, it all makes sense now. The signs are always there. People are going to give you signs that they have a situation going on, that they're dealing with somebody else. Whether how much they try to hide it, they are going to show that they are with somebody else. You just got to pay attention.
But this goes back to the Instagram topic that we was talking about though, because now now more than ever, it's mostly women. It's not really like dudes that's working at warehouse jobs that's messing with celebrity women. Like now more than ever, there are women who work 9 to 5 jobs that seemingly on a service level live normal lives that mess with celebrities now than that. Like it used to be, you would have to be a
Dudes
groupie.
love. I mean, I don't know about you, but I love a woman with like a private account on Instagram, 200 followers. Like them be the ones, boy. Or like following more than they got followers, following 500, 200 followers on private. Oh man, you like, oh, this a diamond in the rough. Don't nobody go woo woo.
Well, see the thing about it is that I actually had this happen to me the other day. The explore page on Instagram will show you it could be a girl with like 200 followers. If she matches whatever the algorithm says, like this is the type of girl that you like, she'll pop up in your feed. So you could be a rapper just scrolling through the explore page, just what I mean, looking for women in DM or just whatever for whatever reason you want there, and a girl pops up and she got 600 followers. But if you find her attractive, you don't care. I don't like dudes. We're not wired like that. Like I'm not thinking about where does she work for. You know what I mean? Like I just attractive at the moment. So yeah, it's the internet just made everything different. Like it just that's not a bold statement, obviously, but it so much of what used to be normal, especially the last 10 years of the internet, I just feel like so much has changed from the way the world used to be.
Well, what do you think is like the one kind of pivotal moment? I think
Oh wow.
a good one is we talk about this all the time. I don't I don't know if we just talked about this in person when it happened or if we spoke about this on the pod at any point. But mine is D'Angelo Russell, Nick Young.
Why you say that?
Cause D'Angelo Russell kind of like snuck record a one-on-one conversation in a team hotel of boys just laughing about their relationships, and he uploaded it and it went viral, and Iggy Azalea left him, and then Nick Young hated D'Angelo Russell, and the locker room got awkward for a team that was already in the lottery, and they just kind of had to deal with that until they got rid of Nick Young. Or yeah,
I just think the invention, I mean, we touched on it a little bit earlier, but the invention of, and I would say it probably started with Vine, maybe, just the invention of Instagram Live, Facebook Live, Periscope, just all those where you were able to really, and Instagram Stories too, where you were, well, I'm gonna put Snapchat in there too, because that was the original version of Instagram Stories. Um, it was different because early days of Twitter, and even going back to MySpace, because certain celebrities have MySpace pages, it was just words on the screen. Like there was still a certain level of separation, like of not knowing. Like I remember the rollout for when it was Kanye versus 50 for Graduation versus his Curtis album in 2007. When that was going on, I mean, Kanye had his blog around that time, but it's like I couldn't go on, like, there was no Instagram for me to go check his Instagram story and see what he's eating for dinner, or like, where he's vacationing at, or things like that. The fourth wall still existed between the entertainers and the consumers. So I just feel like once Instagram Live came out and you start to really be able to see, like, okay, this is what this dude does during his daytime. Like, he's just in a crib smoking a blunt in the middle of the day, doing whatever he does. It just, any mystique or any level of mystery, I mean, that's the same word, or any level of wonder I had about what these people do, and celebrity seeming cool. It don't really, like, you remember when we were kids, like, we would be watching a music video and a celebrity would appear in the video and it would be like, oh wow, that's
like Lil Duval.
exactly like
He in the Young Jock video.
Perfect example. But that's because Lil Duval didn't have a Twitter in 2006 for me to know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now, if I see Lil Duval on a video, it's like, oh, okay, cool. Like, it's not, but I could just check his Instagram right now and see his, what he's been doing recently. So it made everybody, made celebrities feel way more normal than what they used to feel.
A great example of that is like Ty Lil this week. Ty Lil was in Miami with Lil Baby and Quavo, and they were filming a music video, and Ty Lil was streaming it. He was like, "What'd you say, Wim?" And as they're filming the music video, and so and he's like, "What they talking about, Wim?" And Lil Baby turns to the camera and said, "Nah." He said, "What they talking about?" They ain't talking about nah. And like it was just weird. It's like that's gonna be in a music video of Ty Lil with his camera out behind Lil Baby. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, because before that would be like an episode of you remember Access Granted? They used to come on
Yeah.
It would be like an episode of Access Granted
That will come out like months later after the video already.
Literally, exactly, like, or MTV making a video. But yeah, it would be like a whole production, advertised like this is coming on at 7 o'clock, and you would have to sit in front of the TV for this 30 minutes and see, just to see, we talking about Lil Baby, just to see Lil Baby on this TV screen right now, versus, like you just said, you just open up your phone, chilling, and
on a Twitch stream.
On a Twitch stream, yeah. And also, streamers are, I don't want to say the new celebrities, but streamers are, a lot of these streamers are bigger than like the artists that they that they have, like, for promotion and things like that.
No, 100%. It's like the artists want to go to the streamers now. It used to be the streamers used to kind of beg the celebrities, like, please come on my stream, please come on my. And I remember, like, it's crazy, like, it moves so fast, bro. Like, because it was Zeus and Belu, they were doing it on YouTube, bringing in celebrities to react to their videos with them. And then Twitch moves on from the whole Fortnite Ninja era with Aiden Ross. Aiden Ross doing the 2K. But when Aiden Ross was playing with Bronny, them wagers, and he won a game, and Bronny went to the bathroom, and LeBron picked up the headset and was like, "What's up, bro?" And he said, "Is this LeBron?" And he said, "Is this LeBron?" And, this man, like,
what's good?
Like, that's the moment everything changed. That was like 2020 with Aiden. So after that, Aiden just shifted to like celebrities, getting celebrities on stream. And when he was first trying to get celebrities on stream, he was like calling, begging. He was like, "Hey, all my fans, go on his page and say, come on Aiden stream, come on Aiden stream." And he gonna get them to come on. This was 2020. This was 5 years ago. Now the celebrities are begging the streamers to, man, hey Kai, when you gonna let me on, Kai? It's like, bro, you just had a movie on Billboard, on box office #1. You know what I'm saying? You are The Rock. You don't need to be begging Kai Cenat to get on his stream. But yeah,
that is crazy to think about. I don't know if there's any. I mean, it's hard to go through history. I'm sure that there is a 5 year, but I'm just thinking about, like, has there been a 5 year stretch where the world has changed more than it's changed from 2020 to 2025?
Uh, the first iPhone came out in 2006,
You're
and then
right.
we got iPhone, we got FaceTime in like 2000 by 2010.
You're right.
Yeah.
That's you know what? That might be, I don't even think it's a might. And it's not like no new statement, but like the iPhone probably did change the world more than any other invention. Like when you really think about it. Like
Oh, what's
even
up? What's up, Mo?
yeah, let me intro it. Yeah, my bad. We just
What's
Nah, nah.
good, y'all?
I was waiting for Mo to jump in. Like I was waiting, but when we ain't jump in, I was like, okay, all right,
no,
Mo.
No,
I
I
was
mean,
gonna comment on the Ti
Yeah, yeah,
footage.
yeah. You had the
man,
whole.
had to, pop in. Man, what's good, y'all? Shoot, I would really, cause I know what you was talking about. I heard you was talking about Aiden Ross, and then you talking about the 5 year stretch. But yeah, what's up, y'all, man? It's your boy RB in the building, man. Shoot, my bad. Had to go take care of a few little things real quick, but we back at it. Shoot, how y'all doing?
Everything is beautiful, man. Shout out to Mo for being a family man.
Yeah, I gotta, stay connected, keep the family first.
That's real. That's real.
Yeah. How you been doing, Rashad?
Man, I can't call it. It's the same old same. But yeah, man, we was just talking about like the whole joint, bro. Like just weird and like how quickly society has changed. Like it kind of started with talking about celebrity culture. Well, it
Mm-hmm.
actually started with hold on, I got the live pulled up. Let me I'm listening to myself backwards. Oh, I was trying to meet it. I was trying to pull up the link, so I had the link. All right, I got the link. All right. But yeah, man, we were talking about celebrity culture and stuff like that. But it was also with dang, what were we talking about before that, Jelani? I forgot.
We ran through. We didn't stay on one particular topic. We were talking about how it was a combination thing. We are talking about how s- social media kind of stops celebrities from being like really celebrities anymore because we have so much access to them. We're also talking about how there was a time when like the idea of a woman dating a celebrity was like a real foreign thing. Like that didn't just happen that often. And now, bro, you used to work in Nobu, bro. I know you know girls who was like work regular 9 to 5s that be messing with celebrities, and you wouldn't even know like just by having a conversation with them. So yeah, we were just talking about that. How like Instagram kind of made everybody, just social media in general, made everybody more accessible than what they used to be.
Nah, facts. It's funny. One of my homeboys, I go to for the last few years. I've been going down to either Dallas. I went to Dallas the last 2 years, and then went to Tampa a couple years before that for my homeboy Peter's birthday. And so he just told me he sent us a picture of his girl's best friend that he's been messing with for the last couple of years. And well, not the best friend, but the girl that he's been messing with for the last couple of years, the best friend of hers, talking about, yeah, man, she just posted a photo with Jamar Chase. I guess they messing around now. And uh dang, I guess okay. Okay, and then there was another athlete that she messed with prior to that used to play for the Rockets. And yeah, he was just like, yeah, bro, it's just so crazy how they just be
Chandler
like
Parsons.
uh close, but nah. Sure, I mean, hey, I can say I don't know the girl name for real. I mean, I know her IG, but I don't know her name for real. But she used to mess with Gerald Green. And but yeah, he was like, yeah, man, it's just crazy how all the girl can pass around in the circles and whatnot. And yeah, but what I really got from that, I was like, yo, I've been down there. Him and his girl got the same birthday, and so her friends come down, and me and his brother come down every year. So we all celebrate their birthdays. And I ain't never seen their girl once. Their girl's so damn bad, bro. I was like, bro, why have we never seen her, bro? I keep seeing the same friend. There's one girl that's from she from Carolinas. Uh I'm about to say her name, but I was like, let me chill. But it was just like, and I'm like, yo, she cool, but I'm like, yeah, I don't know, random thought. But yeah, you're right though. These random girls you'll never think. They sit here in these social circles. Now you said, yeah, working at Nobu, I used to see so many people come in with like different celebrities. And it'd be interesting. You'll see like when they come in with these celebrities, how sometimes you can tell who been in these places and who haven't. Um, Especially at like the server, you just be sitting there listening, just like the questions they ask and just how they be moving. It just be like, you can't put Henny in that. It's like, no, we can't. I'm
what is
sorry.
gratuity?
Right. Yeah,
What
man.
is
The only
gratuity is
question.
crazy.
Oh yeah. Like now, the craziest thing is, so we didn't put gratuity on none of our checks. So they'll come in, they'll be like, "Oh, I ain't got no gratuity already on there." They'll be like, "Nah, why?" I'll be like, "Man, it's like just want to give you good service, so you want to pay." Mm,
Did you see the Anicia posted it of her in a steakhouse with Geo and Caribou, and she
yeah,
said, "Kara, DoorDash some A1 steak sauce here because like they don't have A1 at the steak."
That's
yeah,
insane on so many levels.
yo. I work. Nobu is a Japanese restaurant with Peruvian influence, and they are out here asking me, "Y'all got Tabasco?" No.
What are you eating at Nobu that needs Tabasco?
But
Right.
yeah. Oh, go
Yeah.
ahead, Mo. Go ahead, Mo.
Well, I was gonna say the ask for it with the oysters, but the oysters come with toppings already. We don't just give you raw oysters, so it's like you already got something on there, but you tell people that they don't want to hear none of that, bro. And then I ain't gonna lie, what I used to do sometimes, because people ask you like 1,000,001 questions, and so sometimes I would give, if you ask me too many questions and I'm like, bro, I already know that you're not gonna get none of this shit. I would just go ahead and I would give you the long definition of something. I'd be like, well, it comes with like a yuzu truffle butter with like a little bit of, fresh chives. They're gonna be julienne style, blah blah blah. They're gonna be like, oh, okay, I'll get the chicken. Okay, bet. Cool. You want a side of rice?
Yeah, once you give them a long explanation, they're like, you know what? I'm gonna stick to the rivers and lakes that I'm used to.
Exactly.
Do you guys believe in uh like elitism or classism should be required in some senses? Like I think because you saying that right about Nobu, it reminded me of like Donald Trump in the White House during the government shutdown. Like they didn't have a kitchen, so Clemson came over and they had like the McDonald's Big Macs, and
Yeah,
then Trump took the picture in front of like do you think there should be some type of like, this is the White House, we should eat this. This is Nobu, we should eat this instead of eating chicken and rice. You know what I'm saying? So like, y'all feel like that's necessary?
Uh, I'll say like the White House. I mean, shoot, I don't know. At the White House, it is what it is, man. Because it's like that's been so degraded. Um, and Nobu, I mean, I think you should go to Nobu and not just go just so you could take some photos, because I feel like a lot of people go in there and they waste their money and they don't really have a good time because they're going in, just as I said, you're going there for like photos and then you don't really know what you're ordering. You don't really have the money to order something that'll get you full. So, because it's like, I ain't saying like the portions weren't like the smallest, but like not everything was the big. Like there's some stuff you can get that's going to be nice and filling. But sometimes I'll be like, bro, you just came in here and dropped like 130 and you can leave hungry. And I've heard so many people, especially black people, I'm going to McDonald's after this. It's like, bro, you just came here to spend 100 and some dollars and then just to go to pick up fast food afterwards just so you can get some. You paid $130 for a photo? Crazy. But and so to me, I be looking at them like, bro, if you got the money to spend that 130, you could have went to Applebee's, got the whole menu. Bro,
I
you would have.
swear, I swear to God, I was just about to say that. You know what you do at Applebee's with $130, bro?
Bruh, I used to think that so much because I'll be like, because people just be so disappointed. Like, oh my God, this not even, this is all hyped up. And I'm like, So look, you didn't let me, and especially as a server there, we go through like to be a server there. It's not just you walk in and you finna just start serving. Like you got to start as a server assistant. You got to take a bunch of tests. You got to really know what you're doing there. And it's like if you don't allow them to really kind of guide you and help you, because we're gonna ask you questions like what type of food do you like, like what's your palate like, and it's like if you don't let the server guide you, then you're just gonna end up getting some chicken, or you're gonna end up getting the rock shrimp tempura. It's like it's the same, which is essentially like bang bang shrimp, and that's like $30 in itself for a little thing about this big. You feel me? And then you're gonna be like, bruh, I'm still hungry. And so it's like, yeah. So I think in certain places, it's not even having elitism. It's like knowing the expectations, like truly knowing the expectations going in. Like people love to look at the TikToks and then be like, oh, what's this? Like, what was this? You know? And it'd be like, okay, yeah, that's blah blah blah. And then everybody posts the same videos, the same stuff over and over. So that's what everybody keep getting. But it's like if you really come in looking for an experience, it can really be so much more. And it could be worth your money, but shoot. I was talking to my cousins about that. They was talking about they wanted to, I said I don't work there right now. But I was like, once I'm back towards the city and everything, my cousins want to go. And I was saying we can maybe go for their birthday. But I was like, what's your budget prior to? It's like if you're not coming in with like a budget for this, like it's you're not going to really get the full experience out of it. When Rashad, what's their name? Kylie and Roberto and all them came. Like,
Oh no, I didn't even know they went.
oh yeah, they came. Yeah, like I got them mad free stuff. Bill was still for something. Not even gonna lie. Like I got them like, yeah, I hooked them up, but still like it's like, yeah, you come in, it's it go up there quick.
I don't mind certain spots having, like a dress code or a certain level of elitism, classism, if you want to say, if it's like that from the jump. Now, the issue I have is that when you have certain rest, like you saw this with the turkey leg Houston, where it started off just as this spot where it was just a cool spot to pull up to. People could wear whatever, catch a vibe, do what they do. And then after a certain point, once the owners of the establishment realize that they get in a certain audience, they might not like that audience. And then out of nowhere, it's like, all right, well, we want people to dress a certain way. That's when I don't like that, because it's you're trying to be something that you're not. Like you're clearly attracting a certain type of people for a reason. Like it doesn't have to be like that. And taking it even beyond restaurants, I was thinking about this. Like a lot of, like we think about these award shows, like the Oscars, the Grammys, the Emmys, whatever. A lot of these award shows are viewed as being like elite or prestigious just because they're old and white. Like that's really it. If you really go through the list of how often they get it right with these award picks versus how often they get it wrong, they get it wrong way more historically than they get it right. But because it's the old white award show, you'll have black artists who don't go to the NAACP awards or the BET awards, but
You
they get to the
speaking,
Grammys.
speaking.
We see it every year. They get to the Grammys and it's like, oh my goodness, I can't, the white
Hey, shout out
man.
to Ayo Adebury, bro. She showed up to the NAACP awards this year, everything like that. Cause she was one that I was like, I ain't gonna lie, I was a bit nervous about. I
Oh,
ain't know if
from the
Ayo
Bear,
was gonna show up. What'd you say?
from the
Yeah,
Bear.
from Bear. Yeah, from the Bear.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, okay, yeah.
yeah. Cause last year she won all the awards, and it was like she was like the biggest thing in Hollywood last year. So certain people, regardless of how much they win, they're gonna show up. Quinta Brunson probably gonna show up regardless of how much she wins. Kiki Palmer gonna show up regardless of how much she wins.
Facts.
Someone like a Io Debris, someone like a who's another person that you'd be a bit nervous once they start winning on that side, and you like Zendaya. Like, is Zendaya still gonna show up? Is Zendaya
Zendaya from
gonna show up?
Oakland, though. I can see her. I can see Zendaya at the BET Award. I was thinking about Like, could you see Zoe Saldana at the BET Awards?
No.
No, I
I,
can't.
I
Not,
see
not,
her
not
there
unless
before
if
Zendaya.
she was doing when she was doing drumline 100%, but like
Let's say,
now
yeah,
she's like
drumline area, yeah.
I'm black. I'm Dominican. Go ahead, Mo.
I was saying I see her there before Zendaya.
Nah,
Uh,
nah.
maybe I can see. I kind of get what you're saying. Yeah, I could. I don't know. Zendaya. I feel like Zendaya is gonna like the same way Russell Wilson got to like his late 20s, and then he was like his black side came out a little bit more. Not to say that Zendaya is. She clearly is a black woman, has always presented herself as being black, but I definitely feel like when she gets in her 30s, her more of her Oakland side is gonna come out than probably what she shows to the public right now.
I can see her at the
Okay.
NAACP Awards. She's not going to the BET Awards.
The
Nobody goes to the BET
NAACP is a little bit
Awards.
more prestigious.
Yeah. I'm like,
Yeah.
Brad, like, when was this?
What year is it though? Hold on. It's like 2017,
2015,
bro.
2015.
Come on, man.
So this pre Spider-Man.
This is pre Euphoria too.
Pre Spider-Man Zendaya and current Zendaya are two different people. Pre Spider-Man Zendaya, she from Oakland. You know, she was doing the little joint. She had the R&B album out, everything like that. She was, on her Black Power stuff. She got casted as Aaliyah for Lifetime. Everybody on Twitter said she's not black enough. She said, I am black enough to play Aaliyah. It was like a whole thing where she was like Black Power, this and that. And she's still proud to be black, but Tom Holland, Spider-Man, Zendaya is a bit different. Like she'll go to the NAACP, but I'm not sure if she gonna roll out like this to, you know what I mean? So yeah, but she has been to the BET Awards before.
She got the good Nia Long bob right there.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Is that a bob? It's not a bob. It's a shortcut right there. I gotta get my black woman hairstyles correct.
Pixie cut. Well, no, I
You
don't
got
want
the
to say
proper
that.
term.
I don't know if it's pixie cut. I think pixie cut is a bit different. So
I don't know. We not the right. We
yeah,
not the right
we
guys.
not the right crowd, y'all.
It's not
Don't
that
even try
podcast.
that. Good thing
Yo,
we 47 minutes in. Go ahead, Mo.
speaking of Nia Long, have y'all seen The Best Man, the final chapters?
I've heard good things about it. I haven't seen it, but I've heard good things.
Is that a series?
Yeah, bro. They did it right. I ain't gonna lie. It was pretty good. It literally leads off exactly at the very end of The Best Man Holiday. And yeah, it just picks up like where there's like some stuff going on. It's like a wedding or whatnot going on. You know, a couple that you wouldn't have thought got together, get together, and then they fast forward like another like 8 years or so. Lil Kim look crazy.
2021.
Come on. Can't do the Queen Bee.
You know, my bad. But yeah, so Nia Long, yeah, it's but yeah, it's a really good series. It's a really good series.
I appreciate that. I gotta check it out for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mo.
I was gonna say also to Jelani point earlier, to eat turkey legs is crazy.
Jose Orange broke up, bro.
I said me in a blazer to eat some turkey legs is crazy.
It's nuts. That's what I'm saying.
Yo,
like
you know,
wearing heels and dresses to go get a turkey leg.
Right.
I remember this fit.
Matthew remember the fit.
Yeah, I remember this fit. This was 2014.
I was gonna say this looks very 2014ish right there.
Yeah. If you know, you know. You know what I'm saying?
The no brand fitted.
That's why I remember it, because it was like a thing on Twitter. People were talking about it. They're like, Zendaya, boo, what is you doing? Like it was like one of those. I remember that.
Speaking
but
of,
she was there 2021. I did not know she was there 2021. So, hey, that was Spider-Man era. You know what I'm saying? Salute to Zendaya.
She's staying in touch with her roots. No, I remember my homie. We watched Best Man Holiday, like not in the movie theater, but might have had on like DVD or something. I remember he started crying when we watched that movie at the scene when not to spoil this movie that's been out for 11 years, but
right
at the scene when Morris Chestnut's wife died.
Yeah,
my boy got a little bit emotional.
Nah, it do get a little emotional, bro. When she had dropped the ornament, trying to
Oh
put it
yeah,
up.
because her health. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Do y'all remember? Speaking of BET Awards, do y'all remember? I'll never forget this. This was BET Awards 2014. So like leading up to the show, they were advertising that Jay-Z and Beyonce were going to be performing at the show.
Yes, bro. Yes, bro. I
You
think
know
about this
exactly what
every single year, bro.
yeah. Yo,
Every single year I think about this.
bro. They were on tour at the time. So everybody was like, yo, how is Jay-Z and Beyonce going to perform at the show? Maybe like last 2 minutes of the show, they cut to a live stream of Jay-Z and Beyonce performing on their tour. And they just rolled the credits and they acted like that was the same thing as having them perform at the actual awards. I feel like that was the moment where people kind of really stopped like appreciating
Respecting the
BT
BET
Awards.
Award. 100%
Exactly.
that was the moment. 100% that was the moment, I tell you. But like, hey, shout out to no, well, first of all, shout out to Gambino for still showing up to the BET Awards. He called them out last time. I was there to get it. That's like my biggest video, first of all. So thank you, Gambino. Put some money in my pocket, everything like that with that. But like Kendrick Lamar literally has a line about supporting the BET Awards and has not been to the BET Awards
Does
in
that
probably like
surprise you?
Yes. I know you're doing the whole Drake fan
I was
thing
gonna
right
say
now, but it's
my
like
boy had to
still
get that
like
shot in.
that's crazy.
Wait,
Like
Drake.
you had a whole line that was like urban support is important and baggies. I eat chicken and watermelon on holidays. Like you had a whole song about it, and then like you just stopped going. Like he did the 1 year with Freedom
I was
with
just about to say,
Beyonce,
didn't he perform
and
Beyonce?
he
Yeah.
hasn't shown up since then. J. Cole did a random year where he opened, if y'all remember that, with Wale. Like Wale was sitting on the steps behind J. Cole, and then J. Cole was like, huh, why my people can't be free? Huh? Why my people can't be me? Huh? And I'm a black man getting an EPT. Like it was like that's how they opened the show 1 year. And J. Cole hasn't been back since then. Like a lot of these, no name was I don't think anybody has been more right with the take that made people mad than No Name was during Black Lives Matter when she said a lot of y'all favorite Hotep artists are nowhere to be found right now. And they made their whole careers and their whole thing on being super pro black and a voice of the black generation. And when stuff really goes down, where are they? When it's time to really support, where are they on a grand scale? Because of course you can do the local back to school drives, the holiday turkey drives, the Christmas toy, celebrations in your community every year. But what are you doing for the voice of Black America that you've kind of taken on that title in your raps and your albums and stuff like that? Kind of go on mute, excuse me. And I don't think Kendrick, Cole, those guys show up to those protests and do what they did during Black Lives Matter if it wasn't for No Name calling them out. So shout out No Name, bro.
No facts.
Was that year J. Cole performed? Was that the year he wore the same Versace sweater?
No,
As
this
Drake?
was
Was it
this
that
was
year?
Whole J Cole. He already had
Okay,
the freeform.
this is post Versace
This,
sweater.
this is post 2014
Okay.
Forest Hills Drive. This is J Cole at this point is like one of the big three is the big three at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
What year do y'all think the big three became the big three? That's a good one.
That's a great conversation to have. Yeah, it's I didn't mean to cut you off, Mo. What were you gonna say?
No, you good. I
Yeah.
was just sitting there thinking.
See, it's hard to say because okay, so early blog era, it was like a free for all. Like we really didn't know who was gonna be the top guy. Like when you had like all those guys when they were new rappers like Drake, Wiz, Cuddy, Currency, Wale, Mac Miller, just that whole era of rappers when they came out. Everybody was kind of on the same level at first. I feel like Drake took the next step up first. He took the step up to that next level first because he was on Young Money, and Young Money was the hottest label out around that time. And I think he put his album out first. His album came out 2010. So I feel like he was the first one to establish himself as the big three or a part of that class. I would say Cole, because when his first album came out, it did way more numbers than what anybody was expecting. Like he did like 200 something first week when people still had to buy CDs. So I feel like he was next. And then once Good Kid, Mad City came out, it was just so. It was such a great album. It was just undeniable. Like you kind of had to. You kind of had to, you know, put him on that next level. But
Shout out Macklemore.
oh yeah, shout out to Macklemore. But I don't know when did we even start saying that phrase like big three? Like I don't feel like that was until like 2017, 2018. Like
I feel like people started saying it out loud around that time, but I think about 2015 is when we kind of knew that those three guys separated themselves.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, go ahead, Mo.
well, I was gonna say I think Kendrick established himself in the big three before Cole did. 'Cause I think Cole had he had Friday not Friday night.
Born
What was
Center.
right before? No,
the
what
first
was before?
silencer.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he had that. That was cool. Then he had Born Center. That was really good, and a lot of people liked that. But then 2014 Forest Hill Drive, that really established him. 'Cause I think he was still at the level of at that time around like it was like Cole, Big Sean, Wale.
Yeah.
Like they were all still like kind of like even like Crit was still in there a little bit, like.
Yeah,
But
Crit. Yeah, we can't do revisionist history. Crit was definitely in that conversation back in there because he had the best response to Kendrick,
right,
which is like something that verse is still relevant today in 2025, which is insane to think about. First of all, but like out of 12 years, the best track to come from that or direct result was Chris. Now they want to hear a country brother rap. For 12 years I heard a country brother. What they say, Mo? Thought they wanted trap. Thought they wanted bass. Thought they wanted radio. Thought they wanted
Drake.
Shout out Crit, man. We got to give Crit his flowers. That was amazing. But yeah. Continue.
I went to go see Crit perform. Probably like 20, maybe like 2017, 2018, something like that. Yo, his breath control probably one of the best like that I've like seen perform live. Cause he just really like punctuated every note, every word. It was really good performance. But yeah, just wanted to throw that out there. But yeah, I feel like J. Cole really established himself with Forest Hill Drive. Once Forest Hill Drive came out, like that was just a different. He took off, and at that point, I felt like there was nobody really messing with those three. Cause Kendrick already established himself with Good Kid, Mad City. Drake already established himself back in like 2009 for real. So it was once 2015 happened and everybody, Forest Hill Drive was really making its way through the radio and everything. Then it was he took off from there. 2014 was such the year. I remember that was such a trash year for rap.
Terrible. Bro, 2014 is like 2014 and 2023 are probably the two worst years for rap that I probably listened to. And people are gonna hear that and they're gonna do the revisionist history and they're gonna like think about songs that was out when there was a team. But living through it in real time, okay, Drake didn't drop that year. Cole did. Well, Cole came out like at the very end of the year, like December that year. Kendrick didn't drop that year, and we were already like 2 years out from Good Kid, Mad City at that point. So it was like, all right, bro, like when is this next album coming out?
I can't go. I can't go.
Bro, this is also, and I love. Don't get me wrong, I love West Coast rap, but this was also the year when like the DJ Mustard piano was on every single song. Like the little,
it was bad for radio. I would agree.
On a mainstream level, it was horrible.
But 2014 was peak Atlanta, Edgewood, Underground, Father, Off of Records. It was peak that year. That's when Risk came out. That's when you guessed it. Whoo! You was right. That's when that came out. Like that was all 2014. So it was like 2014 for me was crazy, bro. 2014. And then on top of that, you had Logic dropped his joint, his best album, Under Pressure, in 2014. 2014 was also the year Wale came out with we don't get no sleep because
the girls on drugs.
Yeah. Was that year or was that 2030? I thought was
that 15? Was that 15 or 14?
I can't even remember what album. No, I don't know if that was on The Gifted. That was 2013. I don't know if it was on there or if it was on
No, it
the
was on the
2015.
next.
2015. Okay.
Yeah, it was on the next album. It wasn't on the Gifted.
Dang. All right,
That was
never
on.
mind. Wale, never mind.
The Girls on Drug was on. It was that album where everything was like
Seinfeld.
the album about nothing.
Yeah.
But 2014 was Thug and Rich Homie.
But again, that was towards the end of the year. That was because like Lifestyle came out that summer. It came out like
Yeah,
July,
yeah.
August that year.
But was it never stopped going in? Is that 2013 or 2014?
I think 2014.
2013.
Yeah.
It was at the
Uh,
that's the one that had Lifestyle, not Lifestyle. It had
it had
Walkthrough and
Get the ride my face.
yeah, that was
Oh,
like very
that
end of
came out in
2013.
2013. Man.
Yeah.
Dang, 24. I'm trying to fight for you. 2014.
Yeah. So like,
2014 is. I ain't gonna cut you off. My bad, bro.
no, you good. I was just gonna say I agree with Jelani because living through it, and I think at that time we were still used to substance rap, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So it just felt. I remember it was just kind of like looking
Like
back on
Portland
it.
came out in 2014. Sorry to cut you off, Mo.
It's all good. Yeah, I just remember when Forest Hill Drive dropped. I was like, this is so refreshing because I up to that point I was like, there's nothing that I really just want to sit and buy. Yeah, like you guessed it and all that was cool, and like that type of music is good. But for me, for a good year in music is where it's the substance because it's like when I'm really gonna want to lock into the music. It's not when I want to hear. I'm not listening to you guessed it. You feel me? Like that's something that I'll listen to. I do enjoy those songs, like songs like that. But when I'm just sitting down at the end of the night, or you just sitting there kicking it, playing the game, or just vibing, riding in the car, you want something that hits you, not like more like your soul, not just hitting your ears. So that's why I felt like
When they
2014
call
was.
these dudes like mind, body, and soul, his,
I would.
Oh yeah,
You remember that? Do you remember when they tried to
I
put
think
Logic in there too?
this was the mind, this was the soul, this was the body, I guess.
man, they
No, I
tried to
think it's
put
like
Logic
the
in there for
heart.
like 6 months,
Yeah,
and
heart.
then
Yeah, like mind
Yeah.
hardening. Yeah. Well, I want to tell the story because we only got about 30 minutes left. So I want to tell the story about Jelani. He spoke about the first time he like really noticed Drake, and he was like, "Oh snap, that's a dude from Degrassi." When he was like watching the Young Money thing on MTV VH1, and for me, it was 2008, and I was on a forum called like Real Sports Talk, and they were talking about the top underground or like online guys who was going to be next up, and they did a whole list. And number one was Drake, and it was this picture of this dude in a car. I was like, oh, I've seen this dude before, but I didn't know where. I was like, that's kind of weird. He's number one because he's like light skinned, but he's like light skinned to the point where he kind of almost looks kind of like white. So I'm like, oh, he's supposed to be the next. He's like, because well, to give you background, the rest of the list is like black dudes with like tattoos all over the face, like what I'm saying, like chains, like the typical prototypical rappers. Like back
Mm-hmm.
then, this is 2008, so it's like Lil Wayne was the biggest rapper in the world at the time, and he had tattoos all over his face and did that. Like Kanye was an anomaly in the fact that he was as big as he was, and stuff like that at that time. Anyways, so that was the list, and I was like, oh, he looks like familiar. I didn't connect the dots. It was a dude from Degrassi because I didn't really watch Degrassi like that. So after that, I hear best I ever had. It was kind of buzzing and coming out and stuff like that, and then it like took off. Like I remember when the music video first came out that Kanye did the video, and it was like just a
That
bunch of
horny
girls
ass video.
jumping around the high school gym with
Yeah.
big boobs, like hooters. Like it was like just kind of awkward. But yeah, like and then after that, it was all a blur. No pun intended. But yeah, that's the first time that I remember Drake. What's the first time you remember seeing Drake, Mo?
man, I had a homeboy when I was in 8th grade. I think it was the summer going like yeah, summer before eighth grade. Not before eighth grade, right after eighth grade. And I was in Maryland with my dad. And so my dad had a close friend that had a son that was my age. And he ended up like we used to kick it all the time and he put me on to Drake. And I remember it was a bunch of Drake songs that he had played for me during that time. And one that I'll never forget was the original Forever before like Kanye and Eminem and all them got on there. And that was just it was so crazy just to see what the song ended up becoming from what I originally heard. 'Cause, I mean, it wasn't too far off, but I just remember like that was the song that stood out to me the most. Like I was like, yo, this dude hard. It's like, uh, I want it forever, man, ever, man. You know, like he really killed that. But then I remember right at the end of that summer, then going into ninth grade, my sisters was just like, yo, you remember Jimmy from Degrassi? Yo, you know that song? Like, he made this song, and then they played for me Best I Ever Had. And I was like, what? I was like, and I'll never forget. Like, me and my sister used to watch Degrassi religiously. So there was like a thing one time they did where it was like a behind the scenes that was, I think like maybe after an episode or something, you know, and they showed like his crib and, you know, they did it for everybody, like, you know, what other people did, like how they lived and whatnot. And so I remember they went to his crib and he used to live in the basement and then he was talking about the music he was making. And no lie, he rapped a verse on there. And I don't know if it was just because maybe like I wasn't mature enough to really get what he was saying, or maybe I was just more stuck in like, bro, you an actor, bro, like chill out. But I remember hearing that verse and I was like, bro, this dude trash. He need to stick to acting, bro. What he thinking? Like I remember vividly thinking that, bro. And then he comes back, and it's crazy. I went back and looked at it, that clip years later, because you know, like now at this point, I'm locked in. That's my guy. And I can't remember what song it was, but the verse he rapped was a verse from a song that I love now. And if I say it's like I don't know if it was just because of the you just watching somebody like and you so used to seeing them one way, it's just like, bruh, like chill out, man. But yeah, but it's crazy to see how it turned out. It's the crazy thing for me as a Drake fan, for real though. Like Drake, because ever since I heard like that's the original Forever, like Drake then started to really like he put himself in different like stratosphere for me. And so then from there it just grew more and more and more. And I remember hearing Over for the first time on the school bus. And then and I'll never forget when Thank Me Later dropped. And then like I got the leak of it because like, that's when stuff actually used to leak. And you can like find it online like a week early or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember getting that. And then so being a fan back then and then what it has evolved to, it's like that's the weirdest thing. And I don't know like if it's just me, but I feel like it was a point where it's like, man, being just a fan of Drake, that was just like to be able to just to say that's my favorite artist was one thing. But then as time just constantly went on, it's like to say that was your favorite artist, it came with so much other stuff, Not even just because of the Kendrick beef, but I remember like probably about like 20, like 16, 17. I think about 2017. I was talking to the girl and like we had the first link and like we in my car, we chilling, blah, blah, blah. And then, she asked me who I like. I said Drake. She was like, you like Drake? You know? And I was like, what? It was just kind of, I was like, what's going on? And I don't know if that's the reason, but it feels like that was part of the reason why, like, we ended up stopped talking. Like, that was like the only link that we had.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but like, I'm telling you, her whole energy shifted when I said, I was like, oh yeah, I like Drake, my favorite artist. She was like, oh. And then from there, I was like, I got more hesitant to be like, yeah, that's my favorite artist, especially when talking with girls, because with some girls it's a stigma. It's like, oh, this man's soft, and it's like, no, I just like good music, I like to be in tune with myself. You feel me? Like,
I think it really what it was around that time was it's around the time after he went on the whole Drake stimulus package run from like 2013 to 2015. And
yeah,
then also like I think people started really picking up on what it was in 2015 of just like, okay, this guy's just hopping on whatever is the hottest thing around to stay relevant himself.
and
And
making
it's
it better,
really, what'd you say?
and making it better.
Okay, all right. But
Yeah,
but yeah, man. So he was doing that thing, and it's not really benefiting the other artists. So it's like he's just doing it for his own benefit, and it was just like okay, he kind of like a bloodsucker almost, and that's I feel like that's when people really started kind of like wait, what's going on? It was about like probably after like Fetty Wap, they were like okay, Tinashe, McConan, Migos, Block Boy JP, people just started like okay, why is he always doing this? Like it's weird because it's different to show love. Like example, it's different. What? All right, here we go again. You ready? What Kendrick did on GNX when he put on Peso, Az Chike, and all them jokers on the West Coast that I had no idea existed and I didn't know. It's different what he did right there. He put them on his album and said, "This is a West Coast album. These are popping West Coast artists that you might not know about." Like if Draco the Ruler was alive at the time, rest in peace, long live. Like he would have been on that album. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like
let's be
that's
real.
the
There's a
difference
lot of
between that and it's his city. Like it ain't like Drake had like Tory Lane. He broke Tory Lane's. Like he broke the weekend. Salute. He broke the weekend and Party Next Door. Salute to that. Those are two wins for sure. But it's like he ain't break like put Tory Lane. Hey, is this buzzing artist from Toronto? He ain't put. Is Nav from Toronto? He seems like he's from Toronto. It is buzzing
yeah.
artist from Toronto. Nav. Uh what's the 2014? He didn't even put out an album between 13 and 15.
I mean,
So
but he
yeah,
put so many other people on, bro. Like it's like he
but
didn't put on Tory
it was
Lane.
like it's a difference from what Drake how Drake was doing it versus like someone who like you
I
genuinely
mean,
rocking with this person.
no, but that's what I'm saying. It's like you saying that, but you act like he didn't bring Party and then put him on his albums. He didn't take Magic Jordan and then put him on his albums. He didn't take Division and put them on his album. It's like you can still say the same thing. It's just like it's all about how you want to look at it. And it's just like, everybody keep talking about the bloodsucker thing. We're not gonna go too deep into this, but it's just like realistically, I just feel like those people made a lot of money with Drake. And it's just like, yeah, from there Drake then moved on. But it's like that wasn't never his job. I'm pretty sure the conversation was never like, yeah, I'm finna put you on and then we finna do a whole album together. It's like, nah, we did our thing. Now go be great. Like what
Drake.
more
Okay, so
what,
here we go. Here we go. Right. So we got to go just straight up culture vulture. Why was they calling Drake a culture vulture around this time? Drake will bring
because they
Kid
mad that
on the
he keep
song. Drake will bring Kid on the song and start singing with an accent. That's what Drake does. Drake will go to London, to the UK, because this is that time, 2016, 2017, with Skepta, and go, man singing on means by the man tinted. And it's like, what Drake, why is Drake doing?
all the
Drake
people,
would get on a
the people
song
that
with
don't
Bad Bunny
respect him.
later and
But it's like, why they even do the
like
songs with
that
him
is the
then?
problem that people have with
Why
Drake.
they do the songs with him then? He didn't like. It's not like he just remixed these songs and threw them on SoundCloud. It's like no, he act like they did these songs with him. It's like they had no problem what he was doing. Like
Because
so,
they wanted to get the money out of it.
yeah. But that's what I'm saying. It's just like the people who are mad at the people who weren't benefiting from it, and then they're mad that he was benefiting, and then like that's where it comes from. It's like the people who are upset that like you only hear the people who are not on those songs talk about that. It's like
The
I'll say
culture,
the
yeah.
only person. No, the people not on the song, but the people on the song feel they appreciate what he does, and that's what I'm saying. Is like, and I don't know. That was my biggest thing about the
Do
whole
you think
Kendrick
right
and
now
Drake
in
beef. How you want
2025?
to say
Well,
what?
let me ask you this question, Mo. Do you think in 2025, McConan, Block Boy JP appreciate Drake?
I mean, possibly Block Boy JB. I don't know about. I don't know about McConan.
Black Boy JB does for sure.
Yeah, I'm about to say. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure Block Boy JB still appreciate him because, as I say, he did what he was supposed to do. It's like y'all act like that he supposed to be making an album for all these people, right? It's like I hopped on a song. I think did he hop on two?
The
No,
Black
just
Boy
one.
JB, I don't think so. No.
Just one.
Okay, nah, Block Boy JB just had multiple songs after that. He had a
But it's
little run.
also one of the things that Kendrick say, right? So like when Drake wants to claim his Black American side, right? He brings up my dad in Memphis. I would go with my dad in Memphis and be with my black cousins all summer, right? Like that's Drake's black card, right? So it's like he went down to Memphis, did a song with a Memphis artist, turned them up, everything. Used the Drake stimulus package on someone in Memphis. That's beautiful. Where has Drake been in Memphis since then?
Bro, he be in Memphis, bro. What are you talking about?
I
Even
talk to
like after
people
the
in Memphis. I talk to Kia Shine on my channel. By the way, if you want to go on my channel and watch Kia Shine interview.
So
I mean,
crispy.
no, he's not
It's
in
so
like
crispy.
he don't put on for all the Memphis artists. No, he don't. He go down there to
But,
be
but
with his
he
family.
stole from Kia Shine, right? And then lied about it
What he's okay.
on Best I Ever Had.
He did technically. I mean, yeah. But wasn't it that
So
Kia
okay,
Shine
all
wrote
right.
the hook
So
for
so so, so
Wayne,
this what
and
happened.
then
This what happened.
yeah,
Kia Shine, he had a beat, right? And he wrote it for Lil Wayne, right? He had a song with Lil Wayne with the beat. Baby, you my everything. You all like we could do it
yeah,
real big, bigger than you. So right. So I think it's like Wayne didn't want to do the song or he gave it to Drake or something like that. And Drake did the verse. He pretty much just did the verse that Kia Shine did. So Kia Shine, he got all his credits. He got his paperwork right and everything with that song. So he's at the Music Writer Awards, right? And they say Kia Shine right here at the Music Writer Awards. He said, "Well, I wrote the hook. I wrote on the song Drake's Best I Ever Had." Drake goes on his blog and says, "Kia Shine, I never met this man. I don't know what he's talking about. He did not work on Best I Ever Had. I wrote that song myself in my Toronto apartment." Like that's what he said. So Kia Shine, he was telling me directly. He said, if Drake didn't come out and say Kia Shine was lying, I probably could have wrote a lot more records for a lot more people throughout my career. And it wouldn't have, you know what I'm saying? What should have, could have, you know what I'm saying? He still got the plaque, the Best I Ever Had plaque in his wall, and he still got the money for it, everything like that. But it's like the credit hurt his credibility and his public image for so long. And Kia Shine then he came back and said, you know, you don't really show what it is. You from Canada. So when you start talking bit fam is one of my favorite clips in any interview I've ever done. He said, you show that it really ain't what it is, man, in your accent, man, and the way you talk, man. Like, so it's just like that's how people in Memphis look at Drake, bro. To be honest, I mean,
That's
outside of
how
his
one
cousin.
person. That's one person.
So
Like,
so where's the Drake song? Drake don't even have a song with Glorilla.
I mean, he
he
don't need a
can't work
song with
with
all these
every.
people.
He can't work
Yeah,
with
that's why
every artist.
I'm like, bro, it's like, I don't know. Regardless, I feel you, bro. Like I said, I don't really want to sit here and have this whole Drake debate for real. But I get what you're saying, and you know, some people gonna have their opinion about that. The boy make good music. That's all that matters. You can't gonna stop that. So as mad as you want to be, you call him whatever you want. The boy gonna make good music. I will
I mean,
say. Oh yeah.
my bad.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was trying to say as far as the like the culture vulture allegations is Toronto is such a unique place as far as the amount of cultures coming together. Like you got island culture and all island culture is not the same either. Like people from Barbados and people from Jamaica have different cultures that not necessarily the same. So you got like so
We
many.
got Mexicans on Powder Springs Road. I'm not about to get on the track and start rapping. I'm not about to do that.
No, I get what you're saying, but I genuinely I don't think that he's. I would feel like Drake was a culture vulture if he made like a rock song. Because I don't think Drake really likes rock music. I think Drake genuinely does love. I think he loves dancehall music. I think he loves London grime. I think he loves, Southern American rap music. Like I don't think he's just. I never felt like he was just making music that he didn't actually like. Now there are old clips of him, like there's that clip of him in the restaurant with the white kids or whatever when he's a teenager, talking about how he doesn't like people speaking in patois, and then years later, like he's on song with Popcorn, talking like a real yard man. So there are certain instances where he contradicts himself, but I do think for the most part he actually likes the type of music that he's making. I don't think he's just waking up like um just like I don't think he's going like because Cardi's popping right now. I don't think he's going to hop on like a rage beat or something like that. You know what I mean?
Now,
So you saying it's like it's kind of like Kendrick hopping on the Cardi album this past week and doing doing like the in the middle of his verse, you know, and everything like that because Kendrick entered Cardi's world and he like absorbed that and kind of like encapsulated that on the tracks that he was on. And so you're saying like that's what Drake was doing with the stuff that he liked when he fooled with somebody. He's like, okay, I'll come into your world and I'll do that. That's what you saying, Jelani?
Exactly. I don't think I don't think there's anything inauthentic about it. Now, like I said, he might. Like I remember he did the song with YG and Kamaya, the why you always hating. He had like certain lingo on there. Where he's like because Kamaya's from Oakland. He had a line on there. He's like, I got slaps for the Oak Town. It's like, bro, you don't talk like that, bro. Like that, certain instances like that where it's like, all right, bro, you doing a lot. But I don't think he hopped on that song if he didn't actually like Bay Area music or West Coast rap music. You know what I mean?
I think it's just like I don't know. As an artist, like there's been times where like I've heard certain music and been like, I want to make a song like that. Like, cause you enjoy it, and it's just like you get inspired by it. So you get inspired by it. You're kind of like, why not? Kind of if you can do it, and it's like it is different if he was going into these roles and not performing well, and just doing it to just do it, but he's doing it at a high level. So I that for me, I don't really see nothing wrong with it for real.
I would like to combat that. It's a lot of fans of Afro beats music that are in that culture that when they hear Drake do Afro beats, they think it's a mockery to their culture. It's a lot of people who speak Spanish. When they hear Drake sing in Spanish, they think it's a mockery to people who actually speak Spanish. You know what I'm saying?
But
So
I
it's
mean,
like,
there's going to be people on both sides of every conversation, Rashad. So it's still going. The numbers are still the numbers. And so we can sit here if you want to talk about streaming farms and all that stuff or whatever. But realistically, it's still getting played. It's still, regardless, there are going to be people who are going to dislike it, regardless, on both sides. That's life. It comes for criticism. So it, there's always you can always find somebody who's going to be like, I don't like what this person did. Like there's people right now saying that Kendrick versus trash. There's a lot of people who are saying Kanye West just came out and said I didn't want to hear Kendrick on this
I
album.
want to. All right, so say we got 5 minutes, right? I
Oh,
want to ask
we can
y'all.
stretch it to 12 if y'all want
Okay,
to.
okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
So say we got 15 minutes. All right, Kanye he comes out 2022 BET honors Diddy, right? He does the speech for Diddy introducing him with Babyface. That was 2022. Puff, I always looked up to you. Next year, 2023, he go on Drink Champs and say, Puff, you a fed. F you, Puff. And then he go on Twitter and post the screenshots of him cussing out Puff in the text messages. 2024, he jumps on the yo, Dot, I got you. 2025, he hates Kendrick. He never liked Kendrick. And he like loves Puff and he had recorded the voicemail with him and he put it on a song and then he put Puff's song on a song with his daughter for some reason. I don't know why his daughter was on it. That's why Kim's like, what are you doing putting my daughter on the song with Diddy at this time, at a time like this? and he's like, you're gonna have to kill me. Like, what are you doing? What is going on, bro? I mean, we obviously know what's going on, but it's just like the up and down is just crazy. Like he wakes up and he's like, Drake is the best artist ever, and then he wakes up and he's like, F Drake, Drake tried to sleep with Kim. I hate Drake.
Ye was always he wasn't Ye back then. He was Kanye back then, but I'm gonna just say Ye. We're gonna respect his new name. You know his whatever he wants to be called. Ye was always a wild dude growing up as far as certain things he would say publicly, but it was like it was kind of cool and funny, like him. You know him saying George Bush doesn't like black people, or the first time he ran on stage, which people don't remember, which was at the MTV Europe Awards in 2006. That was the first time. Like it would be kind of fun. Even when he ran on stage with Taylor Swift, like it became a big story. But he wasn't like, I don't know. It wasn't. He didn't say nothing that was overly offensive. It was just wrong time, wrong place. So but I didn't feel like he was wrong then either. But now I would say, as a Ye fan or a Kanye, whatever you want to call him, I feel like there was like a before and after point as far as when he entered like a different chapter of his career when things started to get pretty weird. Everything from when he gave that Trump speech when he was on the Life of Pablo tour, I forget what the name of the tour was. Everything from that moment on has been it's been kind of weird. Like it's been kind of like, there are moments when it's like, okay, that's the Ye I grew up on. Like I think of like certain songs on, Donda or Kids See Ghosts, where it's like, okay, yeah, that's who I grew up on. But for the most part, for like the last 9 years, it's just been a lot of head scratching statements,
Yeah. I mean, I don't really I don't pay. I see what Kanye says, but there's no weight behind what he says anymore. I've been off of Kanye. Like I'll listen to some of his music from time to time, but I've been for a while. Even when he did the whole rebrand, now I'm like, he's more, Christian, talking about he's gonna make a gospel album and all that. For me, because he's just been attention hungry for so long now. And that's what this stuff seems to be to me, is whatever he says, whatever comes to his mind that he feels is going to give him more attention. And so that's why, like, to me, I'm just like, I don't really pay no mind. I feel like it's just a bunch of, he do be saying just a bunch of outlandish stuff, but it's just to say it, like he wakes up in the morning like, what's gonna get me the most clicks today, like posting porn and doing this, doing that. It's just like, it'd be like, bruh. But I don't know. I mean, I think attention hungry, and then also just like truly schizophrenic. I think he really just be having outbursts that he can't control at times. And yeah, so it's just like, you can't stop me. And it's to be that contrarian for him. It has worked so much for him in the past that now it's, when he has those contrarian ideas, he feels like, I need to get it out as soon as possible. And, I don't care if this sounds crazy, this is outlandish, somebody's going to agree with me. And, and if they don't get it now, they'll get it later. So I think that's kind of the vibe he on. That vibe, even with him saying the whole, like, I don't want to hear Kendrick, I don't think he really feel that way. I think it's
It was
just,
like when he said, I never liked Talib Kweli or Common or Backpack Music. And it's like,
Come
what?
on, bro. Come on.
Like you darn near like the third member of was a Black Star? Like you darn near the third Black Star member, like.
right. No,
I
for real.
didn't not to get like sidetracked. I didn't like when he said that too, because it don't like you can't rewrite history, bro. Like you okay, you want to say now because Talib Kweli said whatever he said, and you disagree with him making his statement, but you've done interviews over the years talking about how much you appreciated Talib and Most Def for taking him on tour and showing him love. This was during a time before, like there was an era when you go back to Blueprint 2, the Jay-Z album. Ye is featured on there and he's not credited. Like that's how low on the Rockefeller totem pole he was at one point, where he had a verse on a Jay-Z album and Jay didn't even put like featuring Kanye West on there. Not to get sidetracked, but that bothered me when he said that a couple years ago, because we know for a fact that at one point you was rocking with Talib Kweli. But it goes to what you were saying about him being a contrarian and just saying whatever for attention or whatever, his words not having no weight the way that they used to.
Yeah.
No, facts.
I mean, you guys all said it right there. In closing, is there anything else that we really want to get out this week, but before we log off?
Man, I saw K Camp. He made a great point on an interview he did, and it was talking about how the party music and the clubs have changed, and how pretty much all the party music is just a bunch of gangster rap of kill them, kill people, shoot this that, and the other. And he was just like, yeah, ain't no fun music. It's like that's why the girls in the club don't twerk no more, because it's like the vibes don't even really foster that. It's just kind of it's just yeah. But I don't know, when I saw him talk about that, it's something that I've had conversations with for a while with like some of my friends, and it's just like the vibes, and I don't know. It's you listen to like old like late 2000s like hip hop, especially like Atlanta hip hop. It's so much brighter. Like you just listen to the tones in there, everything just feels brighter. Everything is so dark now. It's
Yeah.
you got Future, you got Baby Drill, you got Young Nudie. It's I mean Nudie hard. I like Nudie. Of course, and I like Future too. But at the same time, it's just the vibes is just so dark now, man.
Baby Kia, 5L, BK the Rule. I mean, BK the Ruler's more on the light side, but it still is pretty goth.
Yeah, I think back on you listen to some Travis Porter, bro. Man, it was just
Rich
such a
Kid.
yeah. They just had a good time, bro. Like it was just about like let's just put it on and have a good time, bro.
And there's a few different things though. Like I feel like social media plays a part of it, just because people don't want to be filmed dancing. Like they're subconscious about the fact that they might get posted, because you see it all the time. Where it's like there's a video of the dude at I think his name's Steve the Stoner. Like there's a video of him going viral on TikTok or whatever, where he's dancing at the party or whatever. People don't want to be filmed dancing. That's one. Two, specifically Atlanta, the city government started targeting a lot of the black nightclubs where people actually danced at, the ones that had like actual dance floors, like the Mansion Elons, like things like that, where people would actually go out and dance. Like they don't. How many Atlanta dance clubs? Not dance clubs. How many Atlanta clubs even have a dance floor now? Like an actual
Right.
dance floor. Most of them, they all have sections
Sections.
now. Like it's not really, you know what I mean. You look kind of. I don't say you look crazy, but you go up to a girl in you go up to a girl in the club now. You ask her for a dance, like you know what I'm saying.
You go to a club and ask a girl for her number, and she like,
Yeah, it's just a different era, bro. Like people communicate. It goes back to what you were saying earlier though, about how cell phones have um just kind of changed like how we move as a society. You know what I
Right.
mean?
I
You
that,
know,
that I didn't think of that dance thing. Like men really do not ask a girl for a dance anymore, bro. Like because it's like girls
you
have
finna
like
get
complained
curved.
about it. Yeah, well, I mean, but girls have complained about it so often on social media. They're like, please leave women alone. If they're in all girl groups, don't approach and ask for a dance. And you know what I'm saying? Like it was been a whole thing.
Nah, facts. Also, man, with the way the skirts these girls be wearing these days, bro, they whole ass be out, bro. You gonna fuck around, slide in, dance, dance,
Hey,
That's
DJ.
crazy.
yo. I was one thing I was thinking about with music. I was thinking about this to myself earlier tonight. I was when I was talking to Tony Snow one time. I was interviewing. I forgot. He brought up like in passing of another answer. He was like drill music, but I don't listen to drill music for real. I say you mentioned you don't listen to drill music, but you're like your whole thing is about selling drugs. Like that's kind of like the main theme of your career and like your thing. Uh, and you know, like you said in previous interviews, I'm not putting you out on Front Street. These are things that you've already said before. Like you used to trap, like you used to be in the kitchen, everything like that. So it's like you kind of added to like things that were like destroying the black community and you kind of like almost paraded it and became successful from that. um I don't know, man, it's weird. It's just a weird thing because the music sounds really good. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know. Just speaking specifically on Atlanta, I definitely feel like what I was saying about the city government like starting to target a lot of the black clubs and shutting them down really had like a negative effect on the music because if you go back and listen to 2000s rap, like of course Gucci, Ti, Jeezy, Rocco, like all the rappers from that era, they would talk about a lot of street stuff. They would talk about there definitely was like some violent Gucci Man songs and things from back then, but there was a side of okay, we talk about street stuff, but we also go to the club. So like we gotta make these songs that girls are going to dance to because people still dance back then, and there was like a certain level of a balance. Like if you listen to a Ti album, you gonna have the street songs, you gonna have the songs for the robbers, you gonna have the songs for the dealers, you gonna have the songs for the girls, you gonna have the songs for you know what I mean, like now it just feels like it's everybody got their niche and I'm applying to my niche. So if I'm a drill rapper, I talk about killing people and that's what I talk about. And it ain't really no point of switching it up. You get what I'm saying? You
Right,
know, it's a wild
right.
era, man.
That's what the girls want to hear too, though.
Some of these girls
And
do
yeah,
want to
yeah.
hear drill music. It's
Also,
crazy.
I do have to shout out Tony Cut because he has expanded like his thing and little Tony too. I had a conversation with him about his content, and he was talking about I would switch it up, and he has switched it up since then, where he talks about not killing anymore. Like I appreciate that, and I think it takes those small steps. D1's doing a great job of that, just around hip hop of calling out guys specifically, like you've done this, you've done this, you've done this. And at first the guys will be on defense, and then after a while they'll be like, you know what, you're right. And some of them will change, others won't. Um, I feel like NLE Choppa's a good guy to look at. Of like, is he going to change? Is it? So I don't know. All this stuff it's like up in the air, but definitely
Hey,
a change. Go ahead.
when was the last time y'all caught a twerk?
Oh my God. Wow. Jeez. Caught a twerk.
It might have been. This sounds crazy saying out loud. 2019, bro.
Okay, where was you at?
I was in Miami at NABJ, the National Association of Black Journalists Convention.
Still twerking at the convention?
Yes.
Right
It,
though.
was- it was it was at a it was at one of the parties for NABJ, and
Oh,
this was like
okay.
a producer. I don't know if she was. No. She just graduated. Like we both just graduated at that time. It was 2019, so it's like we both kind of fresh out of school. She went to FAMU, and she randomly like twerked on me, bro. I was like, hey, it's lit. And then, but another girl was like kind of next to her that I was talking to that night, and
Yeah.
she felt a way about that. But it is what it is.
Rashad have emotion. Yeah,
Right.
I can't even tell you what the last year was. A long time ago. But I'm just thinking about how crazy it is that there are there are multiple women that I've dated and been involved with that I never got twerked on by. That I think about, and we've done. I'm not going into detail
At a
because
club,
at
right?
yeah, you get what
Yeah,
I'm
I mean, I'm
saying.
about
Like
to say like at the house, like at the
yeah, yeah,
crib.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Of
I was
course,
about to say, I'm like, I ain't
no,
never got
but
no
it's
music,
like
and
I've
she
never
okay.
that used to, like there are people our age who like that's how their parents met each other.
Facts.
Like they approached, you know what I mean? The dude approached the mom and he asked for a dance and they started dancing and eventually, you know what I'm saying? That's a crazy question. Like, what was the last time? Wow.
Bruh, last time I went to this R&B party. Bruh. R&B, yo, if you want to next time, if you trying to catch a twerk, go to R&B parties, bro. They be
Say
having so.
less.
I'm telling you, no cap, bro. It was so many girls in there, bro.
What year?
And this was 2023. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna be real. I feel like I caught a twerk at some point last year, but I don't really remember. So, but 2023 for sure. R&B party, bruh. It was so many girls in there, dog. And at one point, I had what's it called? Uh, back that ass up. I came on, dog. It was a group of girls in front of me, to the right of me, to the left of me, and behind me, bro. I didn't know what to do. I was like, literally, like, like no cap, bro. I was like, oh, bro, what the? Yeah, bro.
You got
But
you got to catch one, right? Well, I know how to do it for 3, but I don't know how to for 4. But you catch one, and then one hand right here on on this waist, another hand right here on this waist, and you just go like this. You feel me? Like, hey, I
you
don't know
talking
what
from
the 4.
experience? You that's how you
Nah,
be
nah,
moving,
nah. I was just speak. That was my creativity. That was the mind right there. You know what I'm saying? My
right?
imagination type deal.
I'm about to say, Rashad be outside.
Nah, nah, nah. Not even, not even. Y'all know I'm gonna be outside for real. You know, but yeah, like, but it's insane that even you, right, that knows the place where they still do that and everything like that. It's been 2 years for you. It's been 7 years for me. It used to be a thing of like every time you go out, like at least once at one party, like it's a successful night if you caught a twerk. And that's like every party, every time you go out. And so for that to be years for us, it's insane.
Well,
But
okay. So, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, but it ain't even like we going out to parties and getting turned down. Like it's just like I'm not. It's just a difference. I
We're
ain't
trained
even.
not to do it.
I'm
You
not even
trained to
looking
come
for
in
that.
the
Like
club.
I'll ask for a girl's number. I'll strike up
Yeah.
a conversation with her and ask for her number. But I'm not like I ain't walking up to no random girl in the club like or at a bar like yo, can you twerk on me real quick? You know what I'm saying?
Oh no
It's
no no no
a
not
different
not
era.
that. It's not like that. They already dancing. And you just get behind them. It ain't no more doing that now.
Listen,
Because every
man.
time it's a stranger that they don't know, they man even if they like the dude, because they got to put on the show for their friends at that point. That's a whole nother game.
Man, I dated a girl last year. It was like this Hispanic girl, but she real white passing, and so she moved like a white girl. And yeah, she like when we dated, we went out, and like she would kind of dance on me, but it was just wasn't. It wasn't really like a twerk for real. It was just kind of like a gyrate. You feel me? And yeah, so I don't even want to count that. But yo, the crazy place I almost caught a twerk when I was working at Nobu one time, bro. And it was a girl that was a host up there, and it was like New Year's Eve, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm about to leave the job soon." I felt like she was kind of feeling me, and then she had end up she I was like facing the other way, and then I saw that she was like bent over throwing it. So I said, "Well, fuck it." I turned around, tried to catch it. She looked just like no, not right here. Like you're not supposed to actually catch it. I was like, oh my bad, my bad. Cause we was right there in like the front. Like if you was like come in to check in to get like your food, I mean the like right there by the bar, like you would have saw me catching a twerk. And
I
then I
think
would
that's
have.
another reason.
You said what?
That's another reason. I think.
What?
I think a lot of women, if you're not dating or exclusive, they're afraid to do anything kind of remotely kind of affectionate to you publicly because someone might, you know what I'm saying? They might be seen and they're worried about, oh, yeah, ain't this the person you texting or something like that? And it's like, we not exclusive, but like people going, you know what I'm saying, forward that information back to the people.
Yeah, for me it would have been like, yo, my server over there getting a twerk. Where he at with my ketchup? You know.
That's a valid point right there.
No, facts. But all right, y'all. Hey, you know, we can go ahead and end on that note, man. You know.
Hey, yo.
Good little twerking topic.
All right,
Right.
bet. But good episode, fellas. As always, we'll be back next week. This was our first episode live on the channel, man. So
Hey.
Oh wow, I didn't even know that.
yeah, that's why I was sharing the link and stuff like that because this is on the 1 a.m. channel and stuff. So yeah, as always, we'll be back next week. Y'all boys take care of yourselves. Until next time, we are out. 1 a.m. Peace.
Peace.
Everyone's uptown, downtown.